How's everybody doing? You all, it's Jordan Johnson, Johnson Alpha Capital. I hope you all had a great weekend. Looking for another profitable week in the markets. Today I'm going to go over all of the trading pairs that are in my portfolio. As always, before we get started, if you are not already in the Million Dollar Visions Telegram group, you definitely should join. I send out a lot of just updates to my personal trading account, personal trades, tip strategies on what I think it takes to be a profitable trader. I share a lot of my own statistics, not holding anything back, the good and the bad, because you need to see both, especially when you're on your road to becoming a profitable trader. Follow the Facebook page as well, Jordan Forex Trader. Similar, it's just the Telegram group, but I just post a lot of insight on her as well. Most recent post was just the overall update of my trading statistics of June. And compare and contrast versus the previous month and what I'm looking for Q3 this year, which we did start in July. But let's jump into the content. Let's start with the dollar index. So I'm pretty sure if all of you all know, if you don't know or don't follow me on TradingView, you can go look. I've been getting ready to short the dollar, since really going back to last month, looking for the correction. Look at a couple of these posts. We are starting to sell off just as I anticipated. So if you are not already in on your dollar shorts, it is, I think this week will be, a very good week to get involved. Just from an Elliott wave count, most of you probably know. If you don't know, I am a Elliott wave trader, so you're going to see a lot of wave terms, numbers, letters. But the direction and everything is just going to be where anybody that understands basic technical analysis will be able to understand and get value from this videos. But I did believe this to be a one count down, wave two up, followed by another wave one, another wave two. Basic technical terms, you have an initial starting point here, an initial low, move came up higher, which is what you call a higher low. This low did not break past this high. Went back down, created a lower low. Went back up, we have another higher low. So this is just a basic bearish trend that consists of lower lows and lower highs. So this week is just what will be looking for. Let's delete this. Got a nice break. Probably looking for something like this, another push down, some type of correction, break to the downside. I definitely want to see us come down here, retest this support, break this low to create a lower low. Basic bearish trend. You can see a little bit more advanced stuff within here. Is identifying this as an ABC corrective wave structure as I was anticipating this drop. So also another basic concept for some of you all that don't know, the market could only be doing three things. The market could either be trending up, the market could be trending down, or the market's going to be consolidating, which is going to be going in some type of a sideways corrective structure. The market only trends about 30% of the time. So when you are able to properly identify the corrective structures, when you can properly identify the trend and the direction of the market and which way that you want to trade, it'll definitely help your trading out a whole lot. So just as my overall bias in the dollar index is looking to the downside, still going to be looking to short the dollar. And as I said, just setup, I'm looking for just some type of corrective structure to get back short. I think we're going to get a big trend to the downside. Dollar index, we was looking at this as a critical level of resistance, this horizontal line up here, and we was looking for this sell off the whole time, and it's setting up very perfectly. Let's jump over to look at gold. I like looking at gold on my futures contracts. Let's take a look at gold, you all. I actually published, let's delete that. I published an idea on gold on the 10th. I was looking for gold, big buy setup. I believe we finished the ABC corrective structure. We have a wave 1 up, wave 2 forming, looking for a wave 3 to the upside. And you can see price went up, came back down, then it's in the process of going up again. Let's jump over to the chart, show you all what I am seeing. So this is what I was looking at. Let me get my ABC. Was looking at something like this, ABC structure to the downside. Let's delete some of this. Just looking at something like that, ABC to the downside with maybe a wave 1, a smaller minute wave 1. With the wave 1 like that, let's delete this. Wave 2 to the downside. And creating another wave 3 to the upside. This is one possible count. That is one possible count. But something else I was looking at, which could be happening now, is it could be forming a triangle, either a wave finished or a wave that is happening. It could be a triangle. Either way, beautiful thing about the LA wave analysis, either way, whichever one of these corrective patterns is happening, the next big move should be to the upside. Either way, it doesn't matter which one of these corrective structures is forming, next big move should be to the upside. I think it could easily get to about 1,500 easily. Let's just measure this. Just probably get some easy way you can get some target ones if it is a triangle going up to at least 1,460. I'm set on 1,500. I think the next big move in gold will take us to 1,500. And you guys, I've been tracking gold going up since probably, I believe, May. Let's come over here and look. If I it's still published. May 30th, when before down here, I was tracking the buy setup in gold. So I mean, it's definitely a big winner. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the daily time frame. So let's just look at this. Look like I already got some Fibonacci extension levels on there. That could be a target 1, 1502. Look like we got some target 2s over here at 1593. Let's zoom back. Drop it back down to the 4-hour. Okay, so that's my in-depth analysis for gold, you all. Overall, I'm still tracking to the upside. This level here. Yes, this level here is going to act as a nice level of support. I don't like that being let's make it a horizontal, right? This level here is going to be a nice level of support to see how price react to this level. But two counts that both point to the upside. Let's look at oil. So oil, I have been looking for the sell setup in oil. It does not look like it want to give it to me as of now. I'm not necessarily bearish on it though, by any means. They just break a nice trend line. This is going to be the next critical level of resistance up there. I mean, if we just bring some fibs on, some basic analysis, probably at the 78.6. Yeah. 78.6 is holding strong right now. So we just have to wait and see. However, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count 5 waves up. So anytime I can count 5 waves up, I do believe that we may be going higher. We may receive something this week around this short to give us another push up to come retest this low before we come ultimately back down. We need more price action to kind of let us know and to see exactly what price is going to do. But I think we'll probably get a nice move to the downside before we go back up. But I can't count 5 waves up, and because I can't count 5 waves up, I'm hesitant about just jumping back on the bearish train. So let's jump back over to the currencies. We covered the dollar index so far. We covered gold and we covered oil. Look at dollar yen. Jump to the daily time frame. Let's see, we start weekly. Start on the weekly. One thing I noticed, we're below all of my MA, so it just kind of lets you know that the bears are the ones that is in control as of right now. However, don't see nothing great on this weekly time frame. This is a bit of an evening star though. I do like that strong bearish close we had last week. With that being said, we're going to use this as a level of resistance going into the week. Bottom of this formation can be some support. Drop back down to the daily. As we drop down to the daily, I like this bearish trend that we have been on. Draw this trend line here. Looks like we did break this trend line, which we need to wait and see if that's confirmation we're going up. I do like how we have this. This do look like this is an ABC corrective structure. Bring on some fibs. Probably right at the 50. Okay, just putting on some, just using basic technicals, a little bit of basic wave analysis, just to try to formulate some type of idea. Drop back down to the 4 hour. Don't see nothing great on this, you all. I really don't see nothing great at all. You could draw a trend line here, a counter trend line, and use this. If I just had to take a trade on her, I would have a bearish outlook. I am bearish on the dollar, but I don't see nothing just amazing. Maybe watch for something like this to trade down. That's one thing I will be watching for. Okay, that's dollar yen, dollar Swiss. Look at dollar Swiss. Well, I know I'm bearish on the dollar Swiss. It's a nice little almost head and shoulders pattern. Go to the daily. Oh, sorry, daily. So on the day, I really like this bearish candle that we had on the daily. Really let you know the bears are in control. Let's drop up and see the weekly. I really like this weekly candlestick too. Look like we're fighting through a lot of support at the moment. Look at that. Break a trend line, came back up, try to retest. Really like that. Not a great trend line. Drop back down to the 4 hour. Okay. Bring on some fibs. Probably another 78.6. Right at the 78.6. Probably can draw another counter trend line here. Just like on dollar yen. Nice break. So definitely looking down in dollar Swiss. The way that you all could play this. Critical level of support. Resistance is going to be up here. Let me get this 61.8 out of the way. Critical level of support. Watch that level. Wait on a correction. Look to get short. Let's look at dollar CAD. Dollar CAD been I put a nice trade idea on dollar CAD. I believe it was last month. I think it's probably early June. Let me see if it UCAD potential short. Boom, boom, perfect. Okay. Now head to my own horn a little bit. Now let's look at this, see exactly what the market is doing. Okay, that's the weekly. So what you call top-down analysis, you all just get in I'm more of a swing trader myself, so I'm usually into my trades for, lately it's been a few weeks, but anywhere from, 2-3 days to a week, 2 weeks, however long it just takes. After all these years of trading, I learned that you can't make the market go when you want it to go. It's going to go at its own time. You just want to be in position when it finally does move where you want it to move. But let's look at this. Let's try to draw this trend line here. Yeah, first wick there. I drew from this wick to this first wick. And it looks like last week we did just break it and broke the 200. So that tells me that dollar CAD is it's looking very bearish just off of this weekly time frame. Yeah, I'm Definitely like this to the downside. So just where would I first target with? I mean, targets from a very long term perspective. I want us to come all the way back down to around the 127.55 area. Let's put on some just kind of some first targets if we was gonna be traded this probably right by the 128,000 area, like this area. Let's do it where price went a little bit above 128,000. You drop down to the daily. Look at it from the daily perspective. See down here, we can move this down a little bit. Yeah, I like this. Put on some support, nice support, a nice little area of resistance. This is going to be all a little area of resistance. There we go. You can see if you was looking down as it was coming down, it acted as support really good. So I'm gonna use this area as a level of resistance. Primarily with this nice little double top we had here. Really like this area of resistance up in here. I really do like that. Okay. Yeah, so I'm really gonna be looking at dollar CAD this week, you all. Looking for an advantage to short this. Means the CAD's probably getting strong across the board. And maybe we'll look and see how strong the CAD is getting. Let's do some extensions. Don't really like that as a target one. At the 129 even handle. But we'll see. Definitely first targets is looking at this is right around the 127.8, 128,000 area. Definitely looking at UCAD to go short. Let's even go to a weekly time frame with this. And I'm looking, it's just kind of how the pattern that I'm looking at this is. I'm looking at this as like a W, a X. It may be a Y to the downside. And they're going to publish this idea, you all. Very nice. I want to point out this out. I really like that. I really like that. There's wave. Let's publish this. Dollar CAD. Short. use short wave analysis. I believe the three-wave complex corrective structure is coming to an end. W, X, Y. We have broke. We have broke the counter trend line. And signs point to the downside. What's wave analysis, chart patterns, trend analysis. Elliott wave. Okay. So I published that. It's a good thing about when I do these weekly videos, you all. I am watching this live and direct, just as you all are. This is my first time actually looking at the markets. So that's cool. Get to found a nice little trade for you all. You can see. Okay, back to charts. So we went back down to the 4-hour time frame. How can you get involved in this trade? Same way as always, you are. We're looking for a correction, and we are looking to get short some type of a correction. However it happens, that's the beauty of knowing your corrective formations, is to when you can get in on the trade. Jump over to the marvelous Euro USD. I've been in some longs on this trade for I think at least a week now. I think a couple weeks. Put a lot of posted a lot of trade ideas on the Euro USD. Let's just go to the long term one. Where is it at? Probably it. And I did this one on the 4-hour. Let's go to the one I did before that. Here it is right here on the weekly time frame. It's just a big picture view of what I'm looking at and how I'm looking for the Euro USD to go higher, much higher. I published it. I'm looking at all of this. It's like kind of an ending diagonal. That's how I'm looking at this. It's like just an ending diagonal formation coming to an end. A nice hammer we had on that weekly time frame as well. Nice kind of like bullish hammer. I really like how we finished off on the daily. Let me get them trend lines out of here. I like how we finished up on the daily, you all. I think it was critical that we didn't break beneath this area of support. That's where my stops was. We didn't break that area. Let's put some trend lines on here. So we need to break this trend line. We'll probably come approach it this week. Just looking at this, where are we going to be approaching some resistance at? That's a nice little resistance we're going to have up into this area. Just look to the left. Structure leaves clues. That's going to be a nice area where we're going to have to fight through. Let's drop it back down to the 4-hour. I really like this move up, kind of signal that the birds are coming back and that the bulls are coming back in control. Really like this. Gave us a little 3-wave corrective structure in there. definitely looking for price to go to the upside. And I would really love this week if we could finish somewhere up in here, retesting these highs, or maybe even breaking these highs this week. So just something to look forward to. Ultimately, my long term, well, I think my targets on Euro USD is around the 116,000 area. So that's a little higher. 116,000. That's up there. Let's bring on some extensions just to see. And 1272 is 148. I believe the 160, 1.618 is 15,660. I'm a little bit higher, but of course we're going to play this by ear. I am looking higher in Euro USD. Pound USD should be probably about the same. Start on the weekly. First thing I noticed, support held. Couldn't break past support. This looks more bearish than what Euro USD do on the weekly time frame. Looks like the Euro stronger. Daily though, I do like the last 3 days we had. I don't see a real tradable setup though on £1 dollar. I believe the Euro is stronger than the pound. Draw some trend lines up to give us just some more levels of resistance to pay attention to. So we'll watch this trend line first. I really want us to, in order for us to, I want us to have a good tradable bottom. So I would want us to get past maybe this high. I just don't see nothing on £1 dollar. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it. Let's go to Kiwi. Kiwi dollar. Let's look at it on the weekly. It's support level hold, and we're continuing to stir stuff up. I like that weekly close. I really do. Bulls fought hard. This looks good to the upside, you all. Pay attention. Critical level of support down here. Approaching some nice resistance. Want to see us break this head higher. Don't see nothing crazy. Same thing on Aussie dollar. We broke this trend line that I had from the last video. Broke it, came back down, retested, now we're going back up. I think our next destination is going to be to break this trend line. So let's remove this one. Break the next one. This is going to be our next level. Where we're going to get up to is into the 72,000 area. So it's about almost 200 pips. Could be a very good trade for us. Okay, that covers all of the dollar pairs, the dollar index, gold, and oil. Let's get into some exotics. Look at pound yen. Pound yen looks very bearish. Nothing here just screams bullish to me. So I don't see nothing trade. I haven't really seen nothing tradable on dollar yen in a while. I would look to use this level as a little bit area resistance right over this bar. Levels of support and kind of just right here, this little bar here. Pretty much that whole candlestick. Look at it on the daily time frame. It's nothing that just screams bullish to me. There's probably some divergence there though. That is some big bullish divergence. So pay attention to that. But besides that, I don't see nothing that'll make me want to, get into this trade at all. We can draw a smaller trend line here. So maybe wait for a breaker trend line if you was looking for a buy, but I don't see no reason to be looking for a buy in that. So no tradable setup on pound CAD. On pound yen. Let's look at pound CAD. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly looks very well. This chart looks very bearish. This is a nice doji that we have right there, which never shows a lot of indecision. The pound been getting its butt kicked by the CAD. Don't really see nothing. My MA is acting as great support acting as great resistance right now. No tradable setup on pound CAD. Pound Aussie, published a good idea on pound Aussie last month. Euro Aussie and pound Aussie. Let's see what it's doing. Boom! Beautiful trade setup, you all. I'm still looking lower. Nothing on this chart shows me nothing either way. Looking lower. Let's see what the weekly say. Yeah, weekly still bearish. So yeah, I mean it's nothing. It's definitely still looking lower. Look for a good setup though. Drop down to a 4 hour. I like that candlestick formation right there. Yeah, I mean, just overall, just look lower. We could draw another little level, another little trend line here. Let this trend line act as some resistance and look lower. Pound Swiss weekly. Look like it's having a hard time fighting through this resistance area. I mean, this area of support, area of demand. We'll want to see it break that. If it can break that easily, come down, retest support down here. I bet you, a lot of bullish momentum in the market. So definitely want to watch that. I probably wouldn't be selling right now. I'll probably wait on some type of corrective structure before I sell. Same thing with pound New Zealand. It's kind of repetitious to keep going through the same. Started Euro Yen. Euro Yen. Bears are in control of this market as well. Weekly time frame definitely show us that bearish. Let's look at the daily. First thing I noticed, this all looks like some type of sideways corrective structure to me. It looks very corrective. Kind of looks like a triangle. That's what that could be. Triangle looks like it could be going to the downside. Either way, I'm bearish in Euro Yen. Just gotta find a good place to get in. Euro Pound. I don't think I seen nothing on Euro Pound. It being kind of just it's not doing nothing great. We did break above this trend line and now it's holding. Don't really see no reason to get short. These are some nice candlestick patterns you do want to be aware of though. But it's nothing that just makes me say how I'm ready to just short, Euro versus the pound. Euro Aussie. Euro Swiss. This looks good to the downside. On the weekly. See. Daily. Yeah. Look what I said on Euro Swiss though. Look for a sell setup and boom, look like we have one. Let's delete some of this stuff. Yeah, look to go lower in Euro Swiss. Euro CAD same way. That sucks for the Euro. It looks like the Euro's not that strong in the market right now. And I'm in my Euro dollar longs. I need the Euro to kind of pick it up a little bit. Hopefully it can. So that's gonna be about it for today, you all. Nothing. We went through a lot. Nothing really crazy. I really just need to go back over. So as always, I hope you all see value from watching the video. Thank you to everybody who watched it to the end. If you did see value, just share the content for me so that more traders can watch it. Stay up to date. Follow the Facebook page so that you can stay updated on everything that I put out, all the good content. Join the Telegram channel so that you can, get all of the tips, the strategies, just everything. See my personal trades, my personal accounts. Hopefully you gain value in this. But until next time, I hope you all have a great week trading.